You ever have one of those moments when something in your brain just snaps, like a fuse blowing, and suddenly you're not the same person you were 5 seconds ago? That was me, one warm summer morning in 2001, standing in the doorway of what I thought was my dream home, staring at a pile of garbage that someone had shoved through my mail slot. I had just moved into this quiet little neighborhood with my wife and 2 kids, Matt, who was 1, and Lily, 3. It was supposed to be safe, calm, the kind of place where kids could ride bikes and cats could chase butterflies in the yard. We'd barely been there a week, and I was already feeling like life was falling into place. Until that morning. See, every Tuesday was garbage day. I'd carefully tied up all our trash bags, sealed everything, and wheeled our container to the curb at 7 a.m., just like everyone else. Then, I spent the morning cleaning. Yeah, I had white floors, because I'm that guy. With crawling toddlers, keeping things spotless wasn't optional. I finished up, ran some errands, came home, unlocked the door, and froze. My hallway looked like a landfill exploded inside it. Broken glass, metal can lids, half-eaten food, plastic wrappers. Someone had stuffed garbage through the mail slot in my front door. It was everywhere, even where my kids usually played with their toys. And here's the kicker. As I stood there dumbfounded, I could see a few neighbors peeking out from behind their curtains, watching me, like they knew. I started asking around, and that's when I found out. Apparently, my neighbor down the street, Linda, yeah, that Linda, had done it. She was one of those perfect house people. Her lawn looked like a golf course, her windows shined like mirrors, and her porch smelled like bleach. The kind of person who gets twitchy when a leaf lands in the wrong spot. Turns out, she saw some loose trash on the curb that morning, decided it must be mine because I was the new guy, and decided to teach me a lesson. Her version of neighborhood watch. And something in me just detonated. I cleaned up the mess, put the kids in the living room, turned on Blue's Clues to keep them occupied, and went to the laundry room. My cat's litter box was sitting there, waiting to be changed. Normally, I'd dump the whole thing in one bag and toss it. But not that day. That day, I got creative. I scooped out only the worst of it, yeah, that part, and split it evenly into 2 thin grocery bags, the kind that tear if you look at them too hard. I tied them up, took a deep breath, and walked down the street. When I rang Linda's doorbell, she opened the door with that smug little smile people wear when they think they've already won. Behind her, I could see her hallway, spotless, cream carpet, polished wood, stairs so clean you could eat off them. "Hey, Linda," I said, voice calm, steady. "Did you happen to throw some trash into my house this morning?" She didn't even blink. "Yes," she said, like it was no big deal. "Because ever since you moved in, there's been garbage left around the bins. We never had that before. You should really be more careful with your waste." And that was it. That was the match to the fuse. I could feel my pulse in my ears. My hands went cold. Then I smiled. "Oh, you like cleaning, huh?" Before she could even register what was happening, I tossed the first bag. It hit the bottom of her stairs and burst open like a biological bomb. The second one smacked the doorframe beside her living room and exploded. The sound it made, thwap, was followed by silence. Then the smell hit. Her eyes went wide, her mouth open, but nothing came out. Behind me, I could already hear a couple of neighbors gasp. I didn't care. "You ever throw trash in my house again?" I said, my voice steady, calm, deadly clear. "And I'll throw something a lot worse through yours. Got it?" And I turned around and walked away. Didn't run, didn't yell, just walked, like I was leaving a crime scene I was proud of. Behind me, she finally found her voice, something about calling the cops, about unacceptable behavior, but she must have realized halfway through that she'd have to explain why her hallway smelled like cat piss and tuna cans. She shut the door. By dinner time, everyone in the neighborhood had heard what happened. Nobody said anything to my face, but they all looked at me differently. A couple even gave me the nod. That silent, respectful, don't mess with that guy nod. And Linda? Never heard a word from her again. She'd wave sometimes from a distance, all tight-lipped and pale, but that was it. Never another note, never another complaint. Her porch stayed spotless, but my mail slot stayed empty. It's been years, but I still remember the look on her face when those bags hit the floor. Shock, disgust, disbelief, all rolled into one. Like she couldn't process that she had been made dirty for once. Sometimes revenge doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it just needs to be poetic. If you're still with me here, hit that subscribe button. Seriously, if you like stories about karma coming back hard, you'll want to stick around. Because here's what I learned that day. People like Linda, they hide behind rules, routines, and cleanliness. They convince themselves they're doing good even when they're just spreading judgment. And the only way to make them stop is to hold up a mirror and show them what their clean hands really look like. And yeah, maybe that mirror was covered in cat litter. But it worked. So, next time someone decides to throw their trash into your life, literal or metaphorical, don't let it slide. You don't have to stoop to their level, but you can sure as hell make sure they see the mess they made. And if you enjoyed that little slice of revenge served fresh, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss the next story. Because let's just say, the next neighbor messed with me and tomatoes were involved.